Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are back in Warframe for part 2 of testing all the new Incarnon weapons, and this is the time where we're gonna compare the Ballistica Prime to the Rakta Ballistica to see which one is better. Although I'm just gonna say right now, DE kind of really didn't want this weapon to shine and just wanted you to use Ballistica Prime, which is sad, and we'll see why in a second. But like, I remember when I tested the strenght Prime and the strenght Incarnon, and they were very similar because like the way the Incarnons were balanced made the weapons similar to each other. It is not the case with the Ballistica, because the Ballistica Prime just has better Incarnons, and although like the damage of the Rakta Ballistica is gonna be crazy as well, and this weapon can still kill everything in one shot, or pretty much anything in one shot, it is somehow worse in terms of Incarnon evolutions, which is a bit weird. But yeah, if you haven't watched the other video where I test the Ballistica Prime, it is a crossbow, and it's got all the crossbow stuff, so you can like fully charge a shot, hold it, release it when you want. You can also quick fire the weapon, and this has like this horizontal fire, which is a bit weird. So I do recommend fully charging your shots if you want to be precise. If you're just trying to charge your Incarnon, fire however you want, as long as you're not too far from enemies, it won't matter that much. Okay, so that is all the introductions, so let's jump into the build. And let's start from the Incarnon evolutions. First of all, to activate your Incarnon form, you first have to charge your Incarnon meter, and you do that by hitting waypoints on enemies, and that will charge the meter. Depending on how charged it is, you will get ammo based on that percentage, and then you can activate the Incarnon form by pressing your Alt Fire button and transform the weapon into the Incarnon form, and then you can start firing these cross-shaped projectiles that will punch through enemies, just like the Ballistica Prime. Then for Evolution 2, it is the same as the Ballistica Prime, so you have your extra fire rate or your extra critical chance. I do recommend going for critical chance, and the difference here between this weapon and the Ballistica Prime is that you get 10 base damage instead of 3 on the Ballistica Prime, but the Ballistica Prime still has more base damage, even if this gets 10 and that one gets 3. Then for the Evolution 3, it is the same evolutions that you have on the Ballistica Prime, actually just the same, so I still recommend just going for reload speed, or whatever you prefer. It's kind of not really that important. And lastly, for Evolution 4, we have the same 3 evolutions that Ballistica Prime had. However, these are all just worse than the Ballistica Prime, and I find that weird, because this weapon at base has very bad stats compared to the Ballistica Prime, so I was expecting more powerful Incarnon evolutions to make the two weapons more like balanced and similar to each other, similar to how like the strenght Prime and the strenght work with their Incarnons, but it is not like that. And I just recommend going for the 8 crit chance and base status chance, because this weapon doesn't really have stats at all. Like, even the Incarnon really sucks in terms of stats, so at least this will give you a little bit of both the stats you want the most, and from here you can then mod and make those a little better. And talking about mods, this is what I'm using. It is literally the same build as the Ballistica Prime. I don't want to put another forma into this weapon because it's really not worth it. And so if you want to, you can have another forma to then level up your little momentum for more projectile speed. Other than that, same build that focuses on just crits and a lot of status and a lot of multi-shot, and also some punch-through, so that I can build my crit chance with the Incarnon evolution too, even without being in Incarnon form. And that is pretty much it. Now, the good thing that this weapon has going for is that it's got a unique trait that makes it so whenever you fill the red veil meter with your affinity, you then release this 25 meters fire explosion that also restores 25% of your energy and increases movement speed by 10% for 30 seconds, which is a really good buff, because that means you just get a passive viral proc every once in a while on pretty much all enemies around you, which is very nice. So basically you are trading some damage for some more quality of life, and that is pretty much the big difference between the two weapons. And that's pretty much everything for the build, so let's now see it in action. And as I usually do, I will test against 20 corrupted heavy gunners, level 235 with steel path modifiers. So let's charge the Incarnon meter, and then activate the Incarnon form of the weapon, and now we can start firing. And if you've seen my Ballistica Prime video, it is pretty much the same result. It is a little bit slower because, of course, we are dealing slightly less damage. However, we don't have the passive viral application in the Simulacrum because it will not trigger, since we cannot gain affinity in here. But other than that, this weapon shreds enemies, and it is a good weapon. Like, this is very nice. Once again, it's not as good as the Ballistica Prime, but it works. And like the normal fire as well, it is fine. If you want to use the weapon with just that, it works. Alright, that is the Rakta Ballistica. Just a quick video to compare the two, because it's a little weird what they did, but honestly I can understand it because this weapon has the unique passive from Red Veil, but yeah, it's still a bit weird. So in conclusion, if you want more damage, go for Ballistica Prime. If you want more convenience, go for Rakta Ballistica. Or if you don't want to farm for all the Prime parts for the Ballistica Prime, just get this one from Red Veil. Alright, I will now leave you guys to the showcase where I test this weapon for 5 minutes in a Green Steel Pass Survival, so you can see how it performs in a more realistic scenario. If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, and if you like my content, consider subscribing. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, thanks for watching, and bye bye.
forever. Baby, I'm just keeping it